Should we get into the Toppa Plays of the Week?
Yeah.
Toppa Plays of the Week. Brought to you by Leader NZ's Lasagna Toppa.
Hey, I heard a rumour. They're bringing out a southern fried chicken topper.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 3, James McConey. Tell me what you think this audio relates to. Yeah.
Definitely Matt Heath. So that's Matt Heath, and I've seen his yoga videos, and I was going, that's an unusual warm up, for yoga. But his instructor seems to be fine with it, and I'm just like, okay, well, Matt, you do what you want to do, because it's all about getting to know yourself and getting to know your body, discovering yourself.
Yeah. No, actually, that is the world record fist pump. That's the world record fist pump. Fist pump. Even though it does sound like someone going hammer and tongs on themselves, it is. And they got the world record, so congratulations on that.
Well
okay.
done.
Number 2 is the great Melody Robinson, who was on the Between Two Beers podcast, heads up sport for TVNZ, and God bless her, she declared...
It makes it sound like you said heads up sport.
Heads up.
She's the head of sport.
Head of sport.
Yeah.
Heads up sport.
It just made it sound like heads up sport for TVNZ.
Heads up.
Sport for TVNZ.
She is the head of sport for TVNZ.
Yeah.
And she shares a passion of mine as well.
This is the first ever capping ceremony they've ever had for the Black Ferns. We're all dressed up in our, number 1, all looking gorgeous, all of us. It got to Farah Palmer. She was before me. She called her up. And then it got to me, and Brent and Pete goes, Melody Robinson, Black Fern number 69. Oh, for God's sakes. And everyone laughed and thought it was hilarious. And I think that Farah Palmer was actually 69.
Yeah.
Or Hannah Porter was. Somebody heard...
Conspiracy.
Yeah, totally. But I love it.
There you go.
She loves 69. And fair enough, because Mel is she's a great New Zealander.
Oh, she is a great New Zealander.
She really is a legend of our industry in the media. We can put in, I guess, one of her most famous moment in the media. It's inadvertent.
The anal.
Now, what do you reckon Kate and Will's going to get up to on their honeymoon?
Can we say it on TV?
Well, it depends.
Anal.
Our boss at the time, Richard Last, gone to the Australian Broadcasting School to speak to them. And as part of that, he'd watched the presentation beforehand and they'd rolled that clip. He told me this, he was hilariously laughing. And in it, after it, they said, now the female reporter behaved extremely professionally. She didn't react. She turned around, she threw to the camera. But the 3 guys upstairs, that is not how you react to an interview, ever.
It's 100% right, though, isn't it? Like you've dealt with that immaculately, and it goes back to the 3 giggling schoolboys upstairs.
The anal. No, well, we talked about the anal last week, actually, with that. I mean, she was asking for it. Let's be honest. You ask a drunk student, what are they going to get up to on their honeymoon?
He warned her.
I know.
He gave her an out. She could have moved along, and the thing about it is just like...
He goes, can I say it on TV?
Yeah.
Automatically, a drunk student says, do you think I can say it on TV?
But with
instinct that you should say, no.
But also, with a twinkle in his eye as well. It's like, I got something good. I got pretty good, but you probably don't want to hear it, do you? And she goes, yeah. And then... Oh, goodness. But you know what? She's cool, and I agree with you. I reckon that it would have been Farah Palmer or one of the others. And they said, give it to Mel. She can have 69.
She can own 69. Yeah. And the number 1 Toppa Player of the Week, as I mentioned before, the Eden Park ground staff. Good on them. Great New Zealanders. They saved the ACC Caravan from floating all the way into Kingsland and probably down into the viaduct and out into the ocean. Where some say is where it belongs, but it survived to live another day. You can't kill the caravan. You can't kill the ACC Caravan at all.
Don't issue that as a challenge, G-Lane, because I feel like we're going to get someone down there with a flamethrower or something.
The Agenda, the official podcast of the Alternative Commentary Collective. Just head to iHeartRadio and search Agenda. This podcast is recorded in the Export Beer Garden Studio.